Welcome viewers. Welcome to ITV Gold. I have Mr. Kumar with me this evening to discuss about Joe Biden's proposed budget 2022. Hand over to him, Mr. Kumar.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jashri. Jashri is one of our CPA over here. Today, we'll talk about Joe Biden's budget plan for the next year. And there are a lot of exciting things, a lot of great things. The new Job Act, the new Family Act, the new plan for the infrastructure, new plan for the tax credit for the new home buyers. There are a lot of great things in this budget. But at the same time, this money that you are investing in the country, it has to be paid by somebody. So there are a lot of provisions for the tax increases as well. So stay tuned. We'll be telling you what's the good things about it and what the tax rates will be increasing, so you can plan accordingly for your tax situation beforehand. So Jashri, where do you want to start?
So we'll start from American's job plan.
That's great. So American job plan is meant to remove the unemployment from the country. It's a great opportunity. There are a lot of good things. Increased minimum wages, more benefits for the companies to hire local domestic people, more benefits for the company for not sending the work outside the country, more benefits for a lot of companies for manufacturing in this country. So American job plan, in short, in general, is meant for increasing the number of jobs in the country, in the United States, Jagat.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumar. So we want to know more about American Families Plan.
Absolutely, Jashri. So as the name says, American Family Plan is meant for the families. Job plan, American job plan is mainly meant for the businesses, the benefits that will be provided to the businesses, while the American Family Plan is meant to promote families, where, say, for example, you have the first time home buyer credit. It's not a law yet. It's still part of the budget. It's still part of the plan. But if approved, the plan says that you can get up to $15,000 or 10% of the purchase price, whichever is lower, if you are the first time home buyer or if you have not had a home in the first 3 years. This is part of the American Family Plan. So in American Family Plan, a lot of benefits are given for the families to stay together, to being able to buy a home, to have a family. American job plan is mainly to promote the jobs in this country. But again, you have to be concerned, you have to be careful. All this money, all this planning is going to cost a lot of money. So this money has to be paid by somebody. So if you take a step back, going back to American Job Act, a lot of this money to promote the job, to remove the unemployment, to have more benefits for the countries, to have manufacturing facilities here, to give more benefits for the companies to hire more local people, this money has to be paid by somebody. So now they are planning to increase the corporate tax rate. Now the corporate tax rate is 21%, flat corporate tax rate. They are planning to increase this corporate tax rate to a minimum of 28%. They are also thinking about putting a minimum slab for the corporate tax rate. If you have no business, no profit, you will still have to pay some taxes. These are the methods to increase the taxes. It's more of a theory where you take the money from the large corporations that are making a lot of money and use this money to promote the smaller businesses. That's the intent behind the American Job Act. On the other hand, American Family Plan, where a lot of benefits are given for the families, the money will be paid by increasing the tax rate. Again, the Biden government promises not to increase the tax rate for the general population, for the poor people, for the Aam Aadmi. So this money will be paid by increasing the maximum tax rate from 37% to 39.6%. So 2.6% increased in the higher income tax bracket. Again, right now the higher income tax bracket applies if you have married filing jointly making more than $600,000. They are planning to bring it down to $450,000. What it means is, right now, the maximum tax bracket of 37% applies if you have more than $600,000. Not only they will increase the tax bracket from 37% to 39.6%, they will lower the limit when the maximum tax bracket will apply, which will go down to, it's a proposed limit. Again, these things are not final yet, but the plan is to increase the tax rate from 37% to 39.6% and lower the limit for the maximum income tax threshold. At the same time, there are talks about changing the capital gain tax rate. Right now, the long-term capital gain tax rate is 20%. The maximum could be 10, 15, 20, but the maximum is 20%. The plan is, and again, it's not a law yet. The plan is if you are making more than $1 million, you have to pay even the long-term capital gain tax at your regular income tax rate. Again, if you are making more than $1 million, it means you have either 37% or 39.6%, depending on how the change happens. In that case, your capital gain tax rate is not going to be 20%, it's going to be, let's say, 39.6%. That could be huge change. There are other changes, for example, inheritance. Right now, the inheritance is not taxable. I mean, there are limits. New Jersey does not have any tax on any amount, and the federal taxes are $10 million, $11 million. So they're thinking about putting some sort of tax even on the inheritance. So all these are to collect more money from people who have a lot of money, from the rich folks. And then this money will be used to give for the first time home buyer. For the child tax credit used to be $2,000, $1,400 refundable, and up to maximum of $2,000. They are planning to increase the child tax credit to $3,600 for the children under 5 years old, and up to $3,000 for the children over 5 years old. That can put a lot of money in your pocket, people who need the money, and this money will be funded, in theory at least, by the rich folks. So American Job Act is mainly for the corporations. American Family Plan is mainly for promoting the families. All this money, this investment, is going to be funded through some sort of tax structure. When we talk about American Job Act, we talk about increasing the corporate tax rate. When we talk about American Family Plan, we talk about having the long-term capital gain tax rate taxed at the short-term rate or at the regular income tax rate, and increasing the income tax bracket from 37% to 39.6%.
That is a wonderful learning for us today evening. So today evening we had a very great discussion about American Jobs Plan and Americans Families Plan. So you said about the changes also. So you are saying that American Job Plan is mainly for corporates and American Families Plan is mainly focusing on the individuals in order to promote more jobs and then to reduce the poverty line. So that is a wonderful learning for all of us, Mr. Ajay.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the intent behind the budget is to make everybody happy, to bring the money where the money is really needed. A lot of good things are coming your way, but if you happen to be in the high income tax bracket, if you are one of those people who are making more than $1 million or paying 37% tax rate, 39.6% to be, you owe it to yourself to do some tax planning. For any question, please call us or email to us. Again, my name is Ajay Kumar. I'm an accountant at CPA. My colleague Jashri, a CPA. We both work at Sai CPA Services. Thank you for watching.